Hello, my name is Dolly Lamont, and I am going to speak to you about grant writing, and I called my presentation Grant Writing Made Easy. This is for MPH 5.7, Graduate Public Health Seminar. My professor is Dr. Robinson, and again, my name is Dolly Lamont, but I prefer to go by Lily. In order to find a topic for grant writing, first you have to figure out what you're interested in and what your company is going to be. After you figure out what your nonprofit organization or your company that you're going to need funding is going to be, then you have to think about what are your interests. You got to find something you're interested in, hobbies, internships that you've had, passions, politics, health, and environment, or a company that you have worked for before that you share common ideals. In order to find a company that you want to assert your vision on for grant writing, you have to make sure your ideals and your goals align. So, in order to do this, you need to conduct a lot of research, a vast amount of research. You have to know exactly what you like and research different topics that pique your interest so you have something that you're passionate about. Research various websites, to stay with the .govs and the .edus, to stay away from many of the .coms unless they are trusted websites. You also need to use peer-reviewed articles in journals and do research. You can do research by hand in a library or even look into books. Other ways of researching is to go out and speak to people that you know, past professors, advisors, your job coworkers, your boss or manager, or if there's anyone you know that gives out grant funding, you might want to research their company. Then you need to settle. In order to settle, you need to actually pick a topic that you have researched solidly. Search and review the mission statement for this company that you are thinking about getting your grant money from and see if the vision you have for your nonprofit organization aligns with the vision they have for their foundation or their company. If those both align, then that might actually be the perfect fit to fund your organization. And once you have settled on something, it is a good idea to begin initial contact. It could just be an email to get more information on the company. If there's more you would like to know, you can set up a meeting to speak directly with somebody after you have got your information in your packet put together for your organization, or you can send the information in the mail. Some companies have deadlines, so make sure everything is in before that time period. So for your grant letter, you need a cover letter. This cover letter has to be strong and eye-catching, and it needs to introduce the organization. And it also needs to introduce the mission of the organization as well and be thoroughly explained. This mission needs to be exactly what your proposal is, just shorter. So mission and proposal, remember that, and make sure the visions align. For some federal and state applications, you may not need a cover letter. Keep this in mind. And also be sure to add in the exact amount you're asking for up front so they don't have to dig for it later on in your grant statement. The executive summary is a very important portion of grant writing. You have to make sure you identify and explain your organization or your nonprofit organization that you need the money for. Make sure you explain your mission statement and make sure you explain the key points of why you need the program and why you need the money for the program in order for the program to succeed, how society will be better with this program. Make sure you include the cost and the time period, and also the results you expect from this program and from having the money in order to complete all the objectives in your program. For your statement of need, state why you need the money, why your program should be considered, and what the money is for. You also need to state who you will benefit and why the money is needed now. Be very specific. Your goals and objectives should be plain and clear. They should be your hopes and your plans, and be specific. Who or what will these objectives serve? You need to be specific when it comes to increases in anything or decreases. Maybe an increase of teens getting tested for HIV, or a decrease in the BMI index of a certain population. Make sure you provide, protect, and improve information. Say who or what these objectives will serve. In your methods, be clear and concise. How will you accomplish these tasks, your timelines, and who will they benefit? Assume the reader doesn't know anything about your project, so that way you're very specific and very thorough. Also include a timeline so they know exactly how you will accomplish these tasks. And also, again, state who this will benefit. For project sustainability, this is just for the company to realize how your nonprofit organization will succeed in the future. They don't want to fund something that's only going to be around for a few months or just a year. They want a company to grow. And if you have the same ideals, then they're going to want to support you too. In order to do this, you need to state what the future funds will be used for and how they will be used. When you come to the budget, which is the most important point, it's basically why you're writing the grant letter, the letter for funding. You need to have the exact costs. This includes personal expenses, administrative expenses, project expenses, and overhead costs. You have to have your direct costs and indirect costs. You have to have everything labeled and itemized so they know exactly what you need.